lecturer was also like, you just made a really nice presentation. But I don't really like this particular part, so I'm going to give you an A-. From that day on, this lecturer should go. He should be executed. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step where you cover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with the hottest battler in the UK and the Battle Spirits English admin wiki guy, Ayumu Seiki.
He literally just brain froze there. What the hell?
I know, right? So yeah, Ayumu, how are you doing?
I am currently fixing my shaders on Minecraft because I don't know why they're not appearing.
Oh no, you have to
No, not my beautiful shaders. No.
You have to play the vanilla Minecraft with all the blocky aesthetics. What is you?
No.
Boy.
No. It's okay. I'll ask my friend tomorrow. Whatever.
You know what? I finally somewhat like fix my problem with my coffee machine. I think that's like, you know, these coffee machines they kind of have to be maintained like once in a while. So like, I think like every 3 months you kind of have to rinse it and then use this kind of like, well, basically just use lots of acid. That's like they have like the quote unquote like the natural solutions, which is basically just bottled high what was it again? High concentration lemon juice and vinegar basically. So basically just using acid to kind of like, because especially with German waters it has like a lot of minerals. You basically use acid to kind of like balance the acidity from the basicity of like the environment of the machine, and then like basically make sure that no how do I put that, like, you know, like the mineral buildups and everything. And then like all this time I thought that was the main problem, and then I tried to do the decalcification thing, it didn't work. I always like try to clean everything, didn't work. I think I was like just basically trying to clean like the wrong side of the machine all this time. Finally, when I had this problem and like the yield was abysmal, because this machine was supposed to be like kind of like a full espresso machine, so like it should be like gushing out coffee like there's no tomorrow. For some reason it's just dripping coffee like really sadly, like it's just like a, you know, it's just a drip from the roof after the rain kind of level of like dripping. And then it's like yeah, this was supposed to be like for 2 cups of coffee, and I got like maybe like 1 millimeter of coffee. So I was like, this should not stand. Like I should either figure out how to fix this problem, or I should throw this machine away and like go back to like grinding my beans by hand. Okay. Anyway, I tried to read it up, and then like finally I done what I should have done like from a long time ago, and I found out where the like basically the hole where like the water that has gone through the coffee would go to. And then I tried to basically just clean that with a brush, and yeah, now it's gushing coffee like there's no tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, should have done that from the beginning. I threw like 1 machine away because of that. Also what was it again? Like the silicone seal was like breaking, and it's like basically like exploding with water everywhere. So that's why I kind of have to get rid of it. That's probably the main problem. Like the coffee yield is like the second problem. Yeah. And yeah, the rest I just woke up really late today. I don't know why. Like yesterday was really warm. I don't know if it's like the outside air like starting to get colder, but my room was not keeping up, or it was just because it was so like cold outside. Like when I went inside, like my body just warms up like really, like way a little bit too high for me to comfortably sleep. So I just woke up a little bit late, questioning like why am I doing this to myself, and then I just went to a German restaurant to enjoy a big bowl of pork knuckle, because why not?
Damn.
Yeah. And then on hindsight, I should have sat inside. Like I sat outside, and then like the wind was strong enough to basically turn my mashed potato into like a potato ice cream. At one point, it was like a potato mousse. It was like, oh, this is like a pleasant, savory, cold dish, but like, okay, so maybe not a mousse or like an ice cream. It's kind of like potato salad. Like, you know, it's a cold potato, but a pleasant cold potato. But like cold potato. And I should have probably drank more water before I go to sleep, because I drank as a very light drinker. I drank like half a cup of beer, and I'm now like facing the consequences right now.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Half a beer?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. I think like with me, like it's not that like I didn't get drunk, but because I didn't drink enough water, I didn't get enough of the alcohol out of my system before I fall asleep. I think I'm getting a light hangover from that, basically.
Bruh.
Yeah, usually also like, yeah, I mean like my boss also like because like my boss was a Korean, right? So like, of course he drinks a lot. Like whenever basically his quote unquote tips were like basically just to make sure that you drink enough before you go to sleep, and then you basically don't fall asleep while you are drunk. Try to stay up, drink more water, get the alcohol out of your system, and then you're good to go. That's like, yeah, because like I found out that I usually kind of like got like the headache and everything mostly when I didn't drink enough. Like, if I drink enough, I got like the alcohol out of my system, as in you do pee afterwards, but yeah, when like after several trips to the toilet, then usually I'm good to go. So yeah, that's
Well, just let me know if you need the toilet during the podcast. It's okay for you.
Nah, it's fine. Now I'm fine probably. It's just so literally warm in my room right now. You don't know why it's so hard to use the word hot right now. Like the word hot was just so multi-layered right now.
What?
I feel hot. As in, yeah, I'm starting to sweat right now. I really can't open the window as I live by the street, and it will, like, yeah, if someone was out there like chatting with their friends, it will get into the podcast. Maybe it's a vibe. That's like, like back then, I think like one of like a brother in Japan, right? Like he has a studio that is modeled after a ramen restaurant that was supposed to be like a street side ramen restaurant, right? I think like one of his earliest videos in that studio, I think like he as an ambient sound, he kind of used like a loop of a sound effect of like people just like making noises like in the background. And then the most genius thing is actually like he has his friend like walking like from one side to the other side, and then like he just looped that part in that particular part of the video. Like it looks like someone actually like was like walking like through the streets basically, which is like a really nice touch. Like you wouldn't probably know. It's like nothing. It's something that you wouldn't really notice until like you got bored and like you look at the sites, and then but like, oh yeah, that's actually a really nice touch.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause also like, yeah, I mean like one day, I don't know if I wanted to build a set, because like we don't have that much video where I kind of like just sat in my room like talking about stuff, right? Mostly now I do like more like build more set for like the deck building stuff. I guess I do.
Yeah, but still, it's not
Mm.
showing your whole room, is it?
Nah. It's I mean, like that's kind of the whole point, right? Building a set. Like I can't show my whole room. Like the set, the part of my room where it is basically quote unquote a set. Like it's kind of like okay enough to show. Like the other ones, yeah, it's a boys' room. Guys, it's a work in progress. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of like hard to. I mean, like as a single person, kind of like sometimes it's hard to decide whether I want to have this table permanently so I can play at any time. But like now it ended up to being kind of like a storage for the cards that I am currently like using basically. And then yeah, it's don't know. I mean, like it's kind of taking up a lot of my room. It's kind of wanted a sofa, but I don't know where to put them. Also,
On the
yeah,
what?
a sofa.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why. Sometimes I think, like, sofa is kind of like a luxury still,
Oh
but,
no,
like,
it definitely is. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
if you're living alone most of the time, you don't need a sofa.
yeah. Which is why. I feel like it's like totally a luxury, but kind of like also like a good sofa, like, kind of hits that spot where you don't actually want to stay in your bed. But, like, there's this weird feeling that sometimes when I sit in my work chair, it feels like it's too unstable to kind of like just lounge around. Like, I mean, when I'm in my work chair, I am kind of tense because I know how thin, like, the one piece of metal that is like supporting this whole chair is kind of like just a thin piece of metal, like covered in plastic. And then also it has like a lot of pressures built up that for their like spring height adjustment thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like lots of scary stuff is happening down there. So like yeah, sometimes I just don't want to put too much pressure on it. And I think like sofa kind of like handles that because it's just like a huge hunk of like wood inside, like a wood frame that kind of just supports you. And with lots of cushion. So it kind of feels like hits that sweet spot between like a bed and like a normal chair. Don't know. Still, it's a luxury. So like maybe if someone like trying to get rid of their sofa for like $30, but then with that kind of like deal, quote unquote, like you can't really choose what kind of sofa was it. It might be too big for your room. It might not be well maintained. It might have some scary stuff that you don't want to think of. But like yeah, one day. But like when I got a job, like I think like now my priority list for like the luxury stuff that I want to buy is either an AC or like a really good like handheld vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's just come with ditches, isn't it? I just want a vacuum cleaner if I have the money. uh, have you had like those kind of like tertiary needs that is like, how do you say, like kind of like seem to be like kind of came with age, like kind of like yeah, I mean like my something like yeah, my washing machine is fine, but the washing machine that I saw in the mall like the other day though, it's really beautiful. Like the buttons and everything.
I'm not owning anything with where I live right now, so
Mm.
I don't really have that feeling, no.
So so you want to have your own house? Probably.
Yeah, one day if I have my own house, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's probably like the yeah. Like, yeah, I feel like my dorm right now is fine, but like yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't I don't really own like anything anyway, except for my sweet little black box right in front of me that have been with me for the last 6 years. It served me well, and I'm not replacing it anytime soon. Cause I'm not really that much of a power user anyway. I don't really need anything more juice than this. More juice than this. Goddamn, my English is hard.
Oh my god, I was literally talking with someone else today, and it's like, because I was typing the wiki, and then so like I want to type when I activate a once per turn effect, and I was like, wait, do I put a or do I put an in here?
I know, right?
And then for those who are familiar with English, it's like the answer is a.
Yeah.
Because once the sound doesn't start with a vowel. So yeah, it's an A. But I don't know, just like random English questions popping up in my head from time to time.
Yeah, I think for me it was also confusing. Now it is very intuitive to me. Like since now I use like English like as my second language, right? I write in English. I write fiction in English because I don't know, like sometimes I write I cannot like kind of like how do I put this, like separate myself from like my writing. So like when I write in Indonesian, it feels like too close to home. So I need something that is like a little bit like apart from me. So that okay. So now I don't feel as cringe to myself because like, you know, when you're still writing your work, like that, it will sound cringe to you, like no matter like at the first, basically. But there. You don't write great stuff by like avoiding the cringe. You have to you have to go through the cringe, basically. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been going through the cringe for years.
Yeah.
And like you cannot imagine how many stories I've given up just because of how cringe it was.
You know, right? Yeah. That's probably why you should probably start writing in your second language.
So well, I mean, technically English is my second language, so.
Oh god. So you have no escape.
I mean, it depends on how you see it. I practically learned both Cantonese and English at the same time, so.
Yeah, fair enough. So basically, I mean, like, there are such things such as, like, you having, like, two first languages, right?
Yeah.
Although it's more like, if you don't use, like, the other ones as much, then you will probably speak it at, like, 100 and, like, probably one is, like, 95%, the other one is, like, 85%. But, like, nonetheless, like, they both will like feel the most familiar to you. But for me, like, I kind of do like 85% Indonesian, like 75% English, and then like 25% on like the rest, basically. It's like I can't if I start speaking German, I can't really switch to the others like as quickly. But where was I? Oh yeah, I got distracted. But yeah, basically, I think like when I first started learning English, kind of like my teacher just really oversimplified it to like, okay, if it starts with a vowel, then you just start with like, you just use an. If it starts with a consonant, then you use a. But like, of course, then you intuitively you then see more sentences, and then okay, so actually, it doesn't necessarily mean that the word has to start with a vowel or a consonant, but like what does the first syllable starts with, kind of like how it is read, kind of like how Ayumu's example was, like once, like the sound was started with a consonant instead of a vowel, so that's why you use instead of an, although the word does start with a vowel. Yeah, those kind of things. Couple things that if you then use it, you kind of grasp that. But my English is professional level. Or is it supposed to be? I don't know. I mean, I use it in professional settings, but I don't know if it's actually professional level. I can't send a letter to a lawyer, that's for sure. I'll need ChatGPT for that still. Yeah. Can you send later the lawyer though. I think like lawyers still will speak like a different language regardless.
I wouldn't know, to be fair. I suppose like if I research good enough, I can do it, but
yeah, I think like not intuitively, right? Kind of, yeah,
no,
kind of, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say definitely no.
Yeah, because like in my university we do have like a specific, like because my English is a second language and now we're in Indonesia, right? In my uni we do have like a specific course just for business English. Didn't like, of course, like it was meant so you can send like business emails and stuff. I don't remember anything from that class, of course. I just remembered because I think like in the end, like the lecturer also just ended up just try to sound more formal. Basically, just sound like a little bit more formal. Don't be too casual about it. Those kind of like basic things. And then like the one thing that we remember the most about that class is basically, you know, during my year in our university we don't have like A+, A-, B+, B-, and so on, right? Like we only have like A, B, C, D. That's why my GPA is so high. Because once you get into like 85%, then I get an A. It's like basically I get 85 on everything, and then I just get like a really high GPA from that. Because when I fail, I still get like 75%. So like, okay, I either only get like an A or a B that way. It was a little bit tougher for my juniors because if you want to get an A+, which just gets you like the maximum GPA, it's I think it's like 90 or 95. It's way higher than mine. And then yeah. So we don't know why, but like we have like this one friend, right? Like he's from Kalimantan. I think like he's from Kalimantan, right? So he's a Chinese Indonesian. He's from Kalimantan, so his Chinese accent is a little bit more thicker. Also, he has like the local accent, kind of like mixed with his Chinese accent, like making his Indonesian sounds a little bit very high pitch, but in a very charming way. So like he's basically he's in a good way kind of like our mascot friend, right? Like he's the mascot that we all love, that because we like to talk to just because he's fun to talk to, kind of thing. Like just like hearing him like speak is already like, oh, I got that, my day's mate, basically. And then like this lecture like told us to basically make like kind of like a presentation in business English, kind of like making it a little bit formal, like bitch hunting kind of thing. And then of course we all presented. Okay, like most of us did that well enough. Like like this little fuck up thing about like sometimes when you have like lots of students, you just group like the students that perform well with like the other students that perform well. So like since I do basically kind of like got locked out into basically like getting group with like the people who perform well, like everyone perform like quite okay, well. And then this friend came up. He do his presentation. Of course, it was unintentionally wacky tone because that's just how his accent is. But we all really enjoyed this presentation nonetheless because it's just a delight. And then, the lecturer was also like, you just made a really nice presentation. And then suddenly he stopped for like 1 second. And then, but I don't really like this particular part, so I'm going to give you an A-. It's like, bruh. we were like totally like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, you're giving him like A- because you don't like this one very small part of his presentation. Like, that from that day on, like, I think that this in the end it's just not like a pure hatred, but we kind of just joke like, this lecturer should go. Like he should be executed. Like it's kind of like a running joke until we finish this class, and then we kind of forget about him. But like, the whole ordeal is still kind of memorable. But like we just don't hate him enough to kind of like harass him or anything. Thankfully, also we are we are like we are still like the top performers. Like It's not like we have like idea to be that aggressive anyway. But anyway. Yeah, there was that time where we kind of just really jokingly hated this English lecturer so much because he gave our friend an A minus. So yeah, I think like in the UK they will probably be more petty about it. Like maybe how to put this. So in Indonesia, usually when we wanted to jokingly harass someone, like the most common idea is because lots of us are using motorcycle. I'm not one of them. We'll just basically like how to say, like put a hole in their tires. Because like it's something that you can get fixed like really relatively easily, but it's just like kind of like annoying. Now you kind of have to wait for like 15 minutes until this got rectified basically. If
What do you
there's
mean?
no lines. I mean, like if you punch a hole through their tire, like right in front of the university, there is like someone who can fix like your tires.
Okay.
Yeah, but like then they can't like just directly like go to where they need to go. They have to go to like to the tire shop and then like fix it, and then they can go to wherever they are.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of like the idea. But like none of my friends actually like follow through with that. But basically, that's usually like the empty threat that they will give to like people, or like as a joke, basically. Or maybe
interesting.
Yeah, or maybe some people did do that unironically, but like at least none of the people that I actually know are that petty to kind of like actually pull through with that. Also, we do have lots of security and we have lots of cameras, and also like my university is kind of very vindictive. So like so this is a hypothetical situation, right? Just to illustrate that this punishment exists, is that if let's say I got elected into office, and then I did some embezzlement here and there, and then I got caught for corruption, then they will revoke my bachelor degree basically. Which I think like lots of university will do anyway, but that's how far they would go. And also, Indonesia is a democracy country, right? So, and our current society was kind of like built, well, like we like to write in our history books that it started by like a big demonstration that was done by students basically, like the university students, in which now it kind of like sometimes the bad part is kind of like breeds a toxic kind of like mentality that okay, we were the heroes. So like if you are in the student council, you are the hero. So like yeah, it breeds like lots of unpleasant people. Of course, this is just a generalization. Of course, there are people in the student council that are really nice, but yeah, the worst are like really bad. And then yeah, the thing is, in our university, you are not allowed to join in any demonstration. If you do, you will get expelled like right away.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like what Hong Kong's doing right now, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
I to be fair, I don't know a lot of things that happened afterwards, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like also the bad part about like living abroad, like most of the news that comes to you about your country is mostly going to be like the most horrendous thing. Like okay, like if someone got into the news because they won like an international competition or something, like maybe it will reach you like 1 in 100 posts. But like when someone like do like a very minor criminal thing, like it will reach you like faster in the speed of light for some reason. Like you will open Facebook and then okay, so this guy messed up in TV again. This guy like say some horrendous shit about like the riot and everything. Okay, fine. It's kind of sad. Like it feels like your country is falling apart every time you open Facebook. So like yeah, it was not a fun experience.
Oh yeah, it happens. Yeah.
But yeah, then you actually like converse with your friend, and then they say like, yeah, I mean like it's bad, but like it's not worse than what than how it was like before we left the country. So like, okay, so like this is bad, but like at least like the country is not falling apart. Level of bad yet, but yeah, it's still kind of worrying sometimes. Yeah.
It reminds me of like that Simpson meme. So, oh, this is my worst day ever. By now.
I know, right? It's always going to be that level of like your day is going to be the worst that it has ever been until the day ends, and then tomorrow will be worse.
Oh well. Oh well.
Oh well. That's why sometimes it's it is very good if you can find like all the little happiness that you can take. Like if you like to go to the park and watch the birds fly and sing and hear like the church bells and everything, good for you.
Yeah, literally, good for you. Life is simple in it.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, like this is just something I read off like YouTube comments. So I don't know how accurate this is again. So I need to preface that. But like this kind of like if it's true, like it's just kind of fun. Like basically, they say that the precursor, like basically the animal that eventually evolves into koala. Like they had the potential to be as smart as monkey and possibly like the proto species of Homo sapiens. But they got pushed into like the forest, and then like they found like the eucalyptus forest, and then they ate the eucalyptus, and then they got high, and then they just spent all their day eating eucalyptus, and then so is their descendants, and then now koala cannot recognize anything that is not a eucalyptus leaf on the branch as a food. And which like, you know, like this channel called Natural Habitats. So they're basically like a channel that make cartoons of like where they play with like animal behaviors. And then they are trying to describe this behavior of koala by having the koala like going into a restaurant, and then he ordered like a salad bowl of like eucalyptus, and then the bowl is like right in front of him, but like he was calling the waiter, and then like, so yeah, where's my food? I cannot see my food. And then the waiter was like, okay, fine, okay, I see the problem. And then like he just took a branch out of his pocket, put it inside the bowl, and then like, okay, now the koala was happy. He recognized it as a food because like now there's a branch, and then the branch, and then there's leaves. Okay, so now this is food.
Oh my god, I think I heard that before. Yeah. That is honestly pretty cute.
I know, right? And then you know the kicker? After the waiter left, like the branch fell off, and then like, no, my food is gone. Oh my god, I really love that channel, man.
It reminds me of that, like, apparently there's this one panda, because like it never looked for bamboo by itself, and then like it's always being fed by the staff members. Yeah. And because you know, like bamboos are really hard to snap, right? So like when this panda was watching, you know, the staff members to do it, and then eventually he finally, you know, try eating the bamboo himself. He always has the grimace face, you know, like the face when you're grinding your teeth, because like things are hard. He always make that face just because he saw the staff member doing that.
Wait, panda grimacing. Where's there like the Google search suggestion was just panda grimacing, snapping bamboo, breaking bamboo.
Yeah, literally, it's like that one. Yeah, which is like really cute and also pretty funny.
I know, right? Just put that on the screen. Not like, ah, ah. It's actually really cute. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, like it's kind of sad, but they just won't fuck.
What?
They just, I mean, like panda. One of the reasons of like why panda is like disappearing is basically because they just refuse to procreate, isn't it? Or at least that's what I heard. Yeah.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, like I think like one of the anecdotes is that panda was just become so accustomed to kind of like sedentary life that they literally don't have like sex drive anymore. So like that's why.
Sounds like free run.
Oh, that's probably That's probably it.
No, they literally said that in the anime.
Oh yeah, no. I mean like the panda.
Like, oh yeah.
Why panda aren't procreating?
Why are you not procreating? Move.
Oh, and then also even if they got into hit like the like this quick Google search says that they only have a 36 hour window in a year for them to actually be able to get pregnant.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know, right? So not only they don't have like the hit to kind of like actually like mate, but also like if they want to mate, they have to mate like in this very specific window within 3 days in a year, or they won't have babies, which is kind of sad. But
like honestly, I feel that pandas wouldn't survive if it's not because the humans just goes like, oh, pandas are so cute, let's help them.
I know, right? Like they're saving races now. They are cute. So it's the like no koala. I think like still less in the wild, but like still like like I think like the zoo in Australia, like if they are not close to the area where the tree that they eat like grows, they kind of have to import the trees because they will like just refuse to eat anything else.
Damn.
Yeah. And then that particular eucalyptus leaves are like very toxic.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, so like, so they're actually sleeping all day because like they're spending all the energy to actually like kind of deny the toxic and then like digest the leaves and everything like that.
Yeah. And then I think like the leaf was also like very 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 low in calorie. Like like some food can be like negative calorie, right? Because you need more energy to kind of like break it down compared to the energy that you get from the food, right?
Yeah.
Like celery is actually a negative calorie.
Is it?
I think so. Like it does not by much. So like you have to like still like eat a lot of celery. But if you eat nothing but celery, like you actually like spending more energy to digest the celery than actually getting from the celery, basically.
I guess that's why it's good for salad.
I guess so. But also like if you put in salad, then okay. So now that's a question of how much dressing are you putting inside that? Because iceberg salad is probably like 0 calories, and then salad is like minus. Okay, let's fact check myself. Yes, calorie minus, calorie negative. Okay, so it is not. So, but it is like very low in calories. So like, yeah. I think like you do spend like a lot of calorie like burning the calorie, and then because of that you cannot offset what you use for your daily use. So like if you are really active and you are only eating celery, then you're basically in the larger scale of things, you kind of are losing calories that way, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
But yeah, that's why nutrition is hard, because you need enough calorie to kind of like support your daily lives, but you can't have too much either. Not too much, not too less.
Why is life such a pain?
I know, right? I know, right? Like now that we have knowledge, we kind of see a tree and then like, oh no, that's too much calories. But like, I think our ancestor don't even have like the luxury to kind of think like, I have to eat this berry again. Like this berry will make me fat, but like there's nothing else to eat. I'll eat this berry again. What the? Oh my god. Also like the amount who like people, well, not the amount, but I think like there are some like how do I say, like kind of like an alternative way to lose weight, and it's basically just ingesting tapeworms.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. Like, ew.
Yeah. Like, okay, so now at this point you're just poisoning yourself.
Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, I just realized recently that like people will have leeches as pets.
Mm.
And then, like, I mean, it's just another animal, so I suppose like some people would like it. Just like, you know, how like some people like snakes and snails and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It feels so weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, personally, I just do not like any kinds of like the wiggling stuff, you know.
Yeah, I am also not very good with like slimy stuff, or just any other species in general. And then like,
yeah,
I'm okay with like looking at the dog or a cat like from far away, but I am not really good at touching them either.
Oh, are you not?
Yeah.
Not with dogs and cats. Oh,
yeah. I think like I got so distant from that. I think like I need to accustom myself with them first.
That's a shame. You're missing out.
I know, right? Also, like the one time I have like an intense interaction with the dog, it was with my cousin's dog, and my cousin's dog was really a spirited boy. Don't know if it's a male or female, but like it's a very spirited dog, and it was like trying to lick me like every single time. So I was like, I think I got a minor trauma from that, I think.
Yeah, for me, I think I mentioned this like a long time ago, but for me it's because when I was in high school, I accidentally scared my teacher's dog.
Okay.
And then he basically hated me for like 4 years before he warmed up to me again. And so like before that, whenever he sees me, he always just like bark at me. And I got traumatized from that, kinda. And then like later on, he got like a niece, and then the niece was like very young, and then like what was it? Like, so like it just like misunderstood everything, you know. Like when you like run away, he would think that you're playing with him. And then he would just like start chasing you. And then obviously when dogs are happy, they bark as well when they're happy. So like, and then so like just got really scared. I'm fine with them now, but like I'm fine with dogs now. But like yeah, that took a while. Didn't help that like there was this one time when I started living with like a new guardian, and she got a dog, very huge, and then like also like one of the like scarier ones as well. But like it turns out like when he likes you, then like he gets really friendly. But like nonetheless, when I first walk into the house and they start barking at me, I literally froze on the spot. And then my guy was like, "It's okay, come in, just come in, just like let him circle around a little bit, let him know you, and then you'll be fine," kind of thing. And then yeah, well, I was fine. Like the next day, I tried playing with him, he liked it, and then like the next day after, and then like the next day again, and then like the dog would just like start finding me to like actively play with him and stuff like that. Like he will bring like a rope to me, and then like he likes pulling the rope, like tug of war. Like he likes tug of war, so we always play with that.
That's very sweet. I think it's also I think like that's also like the other factor of like we were like growing up in Asia as well, right? And I think like old people in 90s Asia, they really love their pets, but it's not like the current like in the current times they kind of wanted to people to also like their pets, so like they kind of like okay, so like if they don't look friendly to outsiders, they will probably try to explain, yeah, this is actually like really nice, you kind of just have to do this. But like people back then, they don't give a fuck. The fact that they need to know is that they love their pets. Are people who don't like their pets, they can fuck off basically, because also like Chinese people keep dogs so that they can bark and like basically like scare intruders anyway, right? So like the more people are scared about their dogs, the better.
Fair enough, yeah.
So like especially, and then when I was growing up, my house was literally a kindergarten. So like my mom decided that we can't really keep a pet in the house because otherwise it might, like in the off shot, like, you know, there's like too many children. Like childrens don't really understand anything. They might try to hurt the dog and the dog might retaliate, right? Like, just to be safe, she was like, okay, so now we are not keeping anything. So like I live like basically with no animal contact for like the longest time. So the only contact that I have with dog was like at other people's like guard dogs like barking at me, chasing me, and then like my mom was like, when I told her about that, she basically just tried to teach me like, okay, so this is how you scare a dog. Basically, you don't need to do anything special. You don't panic. You basically usually with like domesticated like Indonesian dogs, what they are afraid of is being thrown by a stone at, right? So basically just kneel down, like try to look as if you're like trying to search for a rock, and then it should kind of like scare them away, kind of just to let them leave you alone.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I had the crush. I had the childhood friend. I had the childhood friend because also I was a transfer student. She was a transfer student. So kind of like we are both outcasts. So like we kind of have like a strange camaraderie from that. Didn't really go anywhere, but we still talk to this day. Basically, she's still a really nice person. But anyway, the point is she has a pair of Dashuns. You know.
Oh, yeah, Dashuns.
Yeah, Dashuns, if you look at their photo, they're like super cute. They're like really small beans. They look like really harmless. And then and then I go to her house to do like school stuff. And then they will, the moment they saw strangers, they will shout at them they will bark at them at the top of their lungs, and it was like the scariest thing ever. You will then have imagined that level of bark could come from such two small bodies. Kind of amplified by the fact that we do have like lots of shades, and the richer usually you can kind of tell like how rich an Indonesian is with how shaded their house is, because we are so hot. So like the more money that you have, kind of spend it on shading first as like a tertiary thing. Like once your house is shaded, then you buy the AC basically. But anyway, that's kind of the point. Is like because her house like were heavily shaded, and then also like it has like an extra roof on the garden, and then also like a really big gate, so like the voice kind of echoes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course like she will also be like really harsh mistress as well, calling out my friend here, but like she will just bark back at them like, no, you two, we have guests, behave yourself.
No. Just like points at them and like, no.
Be quiet. Quiet.
Quiet beast.
Oh my god, it should have been kind of like a movie form for Kamen Rider Wizard. Kind of just quiet, please. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't know the jokes, but sure.
No, because like, so basically, for Wizard, whenever he used like his ranks, his magic, quote unquote, so the belt would like kind of like ended the sentence with a please. So like basically he used like the fire ring, it will basically say like fire, please.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's how it that's why like it's kind of like a missed opportunity that they don't have like anything that is related to quiet. And Kamen Rider
related to quiet.
Yeah. Because like like the form of wizard is basically just fire, water, wind, and earth.
Yeah.
And also the infinity. So like even infinity, like its specialist, infinity, please. That's like okay. That's
okay, go with me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like he does have some kind of like rings that are not basically not forms. Basically it's kind of like related to his weapons and attacks basically. So like I think he has this magic called like big. So it's just which basically just if it creates a magic circle, if you put something on it, it will come out like way bigger. So then he will just enlarge his hand and then slap like this mobs, kind of like as a crowd control way. Maybe not strong enough to defeat like the actual monster of the week, but like for the mobs it kind of works fine. Big police. But yeah, kind of a mixed opportunity. I don't think it's either I don't watch enough or they don't have anything related to quiet. Would have been
I don't know.
Because like they do have like those kind of like extra web episodes where they make kind of like the joke forms. Most of them didn't even become kind of like a merchandise anyway. But like would have been nice if they actually like got that joke. Yeah, speaking of dogs, I see that there are new Thai games recently. Namely,
new what?
New Thai games. You do play one of them, Shadow First Worlds Beyond. I stalk you on Discord as usual, but there's another one called Uma Musume, which is kind of like an old game, but like also
it's actually pretty old. Just like new to the global.
Yeah. And then I read my friend like describe it as a roguelite, and then I was like, oh, that kind of checks out actually, because it's just like a roguelite. Like you basically the main gameplay loop of Uma Musume is you train a horse until you are confident enough with their status.
Yeah.
And then you put them in the race, and then you either win or not, and then you basically move on to the next generation of horses. So you basically, the horses that you fully train can then be the quote-unquote parents of the next horse, basically.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see it.
So basically, if you want to min-max it, you kind of have to choose like the specific starter horse, because like they would give like better stats for like their descendants, quote unquote, because it's not literally
like the Kohai, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, in which it's kind of like a weird thing, because like canon this girls are based on like real horses, and then some of them like are like actually like the children of like the other horses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I think like I think Silent Suzuka was supposed to be the father of Special Week, I think. If I remember correctly. Yeah. Let's have a double check. Special Week. Oh my god! And when I type special week is like the girl now.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. Oh no, wait. They're more like half brothers, I think. So the dad of Special Week is called Sunday Silence. And then I think one of the descendants is called Silent Suzuka. Come on, Wiki, where are you? Style. Many of Sunday Silence sons have gone on to become successful breeding stallions. Wait. Oh, there we go. Pedigree. What? This chart looks confusing. What the hell?
I know, right? Like a whole new rabbit hole to get into.
I cannot read. So let's see. Silence Suzuka. Who's your father? Sunday Silence. They're like half brothers or something like that. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like what, or like speaking of Silent Suzuka, I think like there was like one race in which, because like the sad thing is about the race animals, right? Because they are really strained to the limit. But sometimes they get one injury and then there's no hope of them like recovering and then like living like a normal life and retiring, right?
Yeah. So if you're looking to watch Uma Musume, I think we're going into spoiler territory here. So,
but anyway,
you might want to skip like a 15 minutes ahead or something like that.
Yeah. Also because this stories are basically kind of like a dramatization of like the real races. So kind of like if you like look into like the history of their horses. Well, I mean, like not fully, but yeah, it's kind of like loosely based on like the actual races results.
No, it's actually the other way around.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the other way around. They actually, I think I mentioned it before. They were so precise that even the placement during the anime is the same as the exact recording.
Oh wait, yeah. I mean, like it's. I mean, that's how it works, right? Like the race in the real world happens, and then they kind of like use it as a base for the anime, right?
Yeah, but like it's not loosely based on. They basically got the whole race down. Change the horse to girls. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. So basically, if you like look up into like the history of the horses, you will be spoiled anyway. So like,
you get spoiled about the anime if you look at the results of the races.
Exactly, just like Azure Lane. Like you see the biggest spoiler of the Azure Lane is Iron Blood will lose no matter what happens. But anyway. Like I think one of the races like Silent Suzuka ended up like getting injured, but of course like Uma Musume, it's not the real world, so of course she then like recover and then like race again, right? But I think like at that point like the real Silent Suzuka has been injured to the point that that's not possible for it to kind of like live a normal life. So it was put down.
Yeah, it was put down. Yeah. Feels bad, man.
I know, right? Like I think like Gino mentioned that he watched like that episode, and then like at the end of the episode they kind of like put a note that like, yep. So after this race, like the real Suzuka, Silent Suzuka was put down, and it was like.
No, they didn't put it in the anime itself. It was just a fan sticking up the information.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, if you like see that spoiler, it's like, what do you mean my anime girls like put on? It was given a funny juice and then now it's sleeping forever.
Yeah. Feels bad. Feels bad. So Silent Suzuka is the only character where basically after the first half of season 1 and then like her races are actually unpredictable because obviously supposedly there are no more races for the actual horse. So
she went to the glue factory. Oh my god. You know how they have like the you know how easily you can get like random informations now just because how prevalent like the game has become like in the in the English community, because like how now they have like this joke called like the glue factory. Like basically if the horse like the Uma Musume like performs badly, they will just say that yep, straight to you go straight to the glue factory.
They're not wrong. Yeah, but like I think like there's this like one pink horse. Well, pink as in she has pink hair.
Oh yeah.
I heard that like she's like famous for like never winning any races actually.
Yes.
And then like yeah, it's like people just really love the girl.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of one of those things like I pity her, like you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because like she always smiles when she does it as well. So like it's like
oh pain.
pain. Like you never won, but you really like to run to you. Oh my god. And then like yeah, just like today, like there are lots of like recently one of the most meme moments is like streamers kind of like training Haru Urara, which is like the pink girl that you mentioned.
Yeah, Urara, yeah.
And then they kind of like, okay, so like why is this girl is like she got like knee in place and then she's like smiling like all bright and happy about it, like getting knee in place. Imagine. and then like one of the streamers he quote retweeted it himself like after a while, after like reading more of Urara's stories, and then like I would formally apologize after previously like saying like why are you doing this, you're going straight to the glue factory. And it was just like, Urara, I failed you, I shouldn't have done that. I formally apologize. Yeah. And if you are not familiar with why glue factory is a joke in this context, it's because like before we have like synthetic adhesives, like all like we used to make adhesive out of like basically like collagens out of dead horses and dead cattle basically, but also horses. So like basically we use their carcass, and then because they have like high amount of collagen, and then we use the collagen basically as an adhesive to bind books and stuff and like build buildings. That's why they call the animal glue. And then that's also why and I think like horses are like one of the main sources to make these glues. So that's why when the horses perform badly, they say that yep, off to the glue factory you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's slightly interesting.
Yeah. Mildly interesting facts that you learn from the internet after a game got popular about like really obscure stuff. But yeah, here's like the actual spoiler to the game. So if you are interested in like racing Urara by yourself, probably skip as Ayumu said, skip 10 to 15 minutes further down the line. But let's see if I can still load Chino's note. I forgot the name of my own best friend. That's totally not worrying. Okay, I didn't find it, but basically what he said was, if you train Haru Urara, of course you know like she will perform really badly, right?
Yeah.
But as if it's a cruel joke from the developers. Like if you train her enough, she will starting to see, well, not winning, but like she will start to play somewhere better, kind of like 4th place, 3rd place. So like starting to kind of like see a potential to win, right? And I think like at some point you can also even like win with her.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
that's good.
Yeah, but like either like you win or close to win, and then like I think like it was the event, like there was like a mandatory event in which like I think like either it's your birthday or like the Urara's birthday, and then she basically said that yep, as my birthday present, because I really appreciate you as a trainer, I will give a victory for you. She said that from her heart. And then you know what's the fuck up part?
What?
The next race is scripted, and no matter what you do, no matter how much you train her, she will end up in the very last place.
Bruh.
It's like when I was like, I don't mind spoilers. I don't know. I mean, like last time I played Uma Musume, there was like too much to do, so I don't know if I wanted to play it. And then
I heard that it's a lot of effort to actually play. Like I do want to get into it because I generally like the series, but like it sounds like a lot of effort, and I'm only playing like 3 to 4 games daily right now because I'm playing Bad Dream, Fate Grand Order, and then now Shadowverse as well. Technically 4 because I was playing Pokemon as well, but then I gave that one up because I can play in real life anyway. So why am I playing online?
Yeah, I think I think that was the game for men. As in, like, you know, like adult people when they get into like they get bored with work. I don't know why, but like they do like in work they have to be efficient and everything, and then they get off work. Don't know. They open a game and then they just want to min max everything. That's also why I barely make any progress in Rune Factory. That's why I barely make any progress in Atelier games because I see numbers. I want to make it go big.
Actually, what does min max mean? I've been seeing the term a lot.
Min max is basically just minimizing your input and maximizing your output. Basically, it's basically when you play a game where there are lots of factors, lots of variables, you kind of try to make sure that you spend as much in-game resource as possible, and then like producing as great as a damn, like it depends on like the output that you want, maybe damage, maybe productions, kind of like. That's also why like people make kind of like quote unquote factories in Minecraft, right? Because they kind of like, yep, I'll set this up once and then I can have like unlimited unlimited amount of this resources. Yeah, those kind of things. So min-maxing is basically I mean, like, just to oversimplify it, since that is something that I use like too much that I don't even know what is the definition, but like I think like loosely speaking, it's basically just trying to optimize everything basically.
Right.
Like basically crunch the numbers and everything. And Uma Musume is basically that game amplified to the maximum. Because you kind of have to, so how is like, because, you know, you're training an athlete, right? An athlete has to be not only like train every day, they're not robots, they are still like living beings, so they have to rest, they have to be maintained, quote unquote maintained. So basically, they have to be in good moods to train as well. They have to eat well and everything. So yeah, that's like a lot of factors that you can kind of like, so if I make a calculation here, maybe like she can perform better, that kind of thing. And like when there are more numbers, it's just like adult coded, like, because like I think unironically people as they grow older, they see numbers, they want to make it go big, even when they are trying to relax. And
I suppose so, yeah.
That's why Amaterasu Dragon is still kind of like, so I wouldn't want to use this in like tournaments, but I still wanted to just try to make a deck in which like the whole point is just to see like how big I can make Amaterasu Dragon before I lose or like win the game, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Talk about what is it? Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my Band Dream Over trigger. Yay.
Oh my god.
And then now I'm ready for I'm now actually ready for Yume no Kesho next week.
Nice.
Next Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's a new order, isn't it? Order.
What?
Order. Why is that so hard to pronounce? Order. Yeah.
Order?
Yeah, order.
No. Yume no Kesho is like a tournament format.
So. Interesting.
Yeah. Limited to only the Band Dream Nation, and then I can't remember what's the other one's called, but you basically the mermaid girls. Yeah. So it's basically the diva format in Battlefield, yeah. And then I wanna join that because I can win some pretty play mats.
Nice. Cool. Win it.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of like trying. Speaking of like trying to aim for something now, kind of wanted to perform. Actually, like be a little bit more involved in Grand Archive, just because the next year's Worlds is going to be in Singapore. Like it's just a nice excuse to go home, isn't it? Well, granted, if I win some tournaments and I can get like the funds to go home, but like still, would be nice, isn't it? Just go to Singapore.
The Giga chat. I win the tournament so I can go home.
Indeed. Like Worlds, cringe. I'm just kidding.
Worlds cringe. I win the tournament so I can go home and see my parents.
Indeed. I'm just kidding. Like at most, I will probably be
family is all I need.
And friends, and a big ball. And a big.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
It's the what's the person called? You know, Diesel.
Which Vin Diesel.
No, Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Family is all in this. Oh yeah. I see what you mean now.
You only need family.
Yeah. Not when you get family. No, it's impossible. You can't do that. Nope, it's not impossible if you got family.
Exactly. You know, just like bring like the cheapest deck to Grand Archive. You just need to have family in your heart, and you will win.
Just get the Silver Collection deck, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably need to scale down because I've been like all the characters that I actually like are like have like control decks, so that's probably also why I'm struggling to kind of like get used to the game, because I will play the game and then it's going to be like decks that kind of like do nothing for the first 3 turns, and then like suddenly I am at the mercy of my opponent, and then now can have to move accordingly, as like respond accordingly, and I don't know enough of the game to kind of like know what response I need to give. And I probably need to go something into more like beatdown or like aggro that's just like, yep, I will show me as much as you can before I kill you kind of deck.
Yeah, I went into Shadow first, and my first and only deck right now is a control deck. It's called Portalcraft. Well, Portalcraft is more like how do we call it? It's like more like an archetype. But then like within the archetype, you have 2 more sub archetypes, kind of thing. So within Portalcraft, there is what we call the artifact, which is like building a big robot. And we got like the temple style deck called puppets. And then I want to build a puppet, but like I'm still missing that one legendary card. God damn it!
Yeah.
Basically, I have all the legendaries except for that one card. Jesus Christ! Like the game just wouldn't give me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like the other deck, the artifact, basically what you do is that like you have effects that like you can imagine it's like tokens. You know, they give you like some specific tokens, and then you have to fuse them, and they become bigger robots. And then eventually you're gonna get 3 robots, alpha, beta, gamma, and then you fuse all 3 of them, and you get a really big Sentai robots.
Oh yeah. I think like I remember my friend like making a chart for that combination.
Yeah, and then making that robot is really fun.
Yeah, I know,
right? Until you realize the game is like crack enough already that like even if you spend all those resources to summon that robot, next time if they have the right card, they can just like play 1 card and destroy it.
No, big robot, no.
Yeah, that actually happened. I was like, what how do I explain what happened? So like basically you can imagine that they play a card. That's just something like literally wipe the whole board. So yeah, so basically you can imagine it's literally recess spear. And then but it actually doesn't cost that much as well. But it just like wipe the whole board. And then like I wait until he uses it, because like I know he has it, because like it's an effect that you have to put it onto the field. And then you activate it in like as like another instance. So it's not like spell, but then you put it out and then you kind of pay the cost to like activate it. And then after that card will like go to the trash. Something like that. Sorry, I froze for a second there because I just fell to death in Minecraft.
No.
And then what was it? And then and so I got yeah, so he used that card, and then I was like, all right, he got 2 cards left in hand. He shouldn't be able to do much right now. And then like, but I because I'm a card player, so I do not read.
Yay.
He summon a creature. Well, we call summoners in followers. Sorry, in Shadowverse. They summon a follower who has an on death effect. Play like the highest cost. Well, let's what do they call it in the game? I can't remember the card type. Let's just call it spell. And play the highest cost spell that you play in this game as an on death effect. And obviously the bot wire effect is the highest cost one.
Nice.
So I summon my big robot, I smash into that guy on death, play that card, wipe my board. And I was like, oh. And then I died.
Rip.
God.
Yeah, it's probably always like the hardest part about balancing a game is whenever you have those kind of romance card, right? Like, okay, so like this card will take like 5 turns to build, but like it should be like really strong after you pass by that 5 turns. But like,
I mean,
usually
it's still usable, but like it's just like the deck structure needs something else, which I haven't got it for my packs yet, so it's just still kind of crappy right now. Yeah. So like, So basically, imagine like you're playing White Control in Saga, like your end game's an Elk, but obviously just Elk himself isn't gonna do too much because it's not going to what's the word? Hold on by itself, and like also like your deck isn't gonna survive long enough to get to that stage, right? If you want to survive long enough, you need something like Norman Guard to like extend the game. The problem is I'm missing that Norman Guard.
No.
So I was like, well, we gotta play this crappy control deck. That's with like a lot of pieces missing, basically. And then like I was trying to build an aggro deck. The problem is, again, I'm missing some cards, and I'm missing the draw card of the deck. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, that's harsh.
Yeah, so I was like, now I can't play that either. So I'm just like stuck with Portograph and Artifact right now.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I still like the deck, so it's like whatever.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit annoying when I go into ranking. That's it.
Yeah.
Because like obviously Shadowverse itself has been quite a long game. So even though like the what do you call it? Even though like the worlds beyond the video game is like a new one. Obviously, Shadowverse itself has been a long time. So even you're going to rank, the so-called beginner level is still full of veterans, because it just means they just got into the game. It's not that they're actually new to the game. It just means they just got into the video game. But yeah.
Yep.
So like there are there's still a few moments where you can clearly see that like they're like amateurs. But like there were also too many times that like I see this guy just like go do this stuff. It's like this guy know what he's doing. He's not new. He's definitely not new.
In the way he did. Yeah, because like most of my timeline are people who plays like Shadowverse, like the first Shadowverse kind of like extensively. So they were like kind of like okay with the state of the game. It's like, yep, this is just last Sunday. It's only a little bit more annoying because now with the old Shadowverse, you can just liquefy anything, right?
Yeah.
But like now they kind of have to, okay, so if you don't have a playset, then you cannot do that. So like it's kind of like they kind of wanted to do that so that you won't be quote unquote forced to kind of like, okay, so if you don't if you don't get what you want, you kind of have to try out the one that you have kind of thing, right? But like with the old Shadowverse, because you can just liquefy everything, you can just, okay, so I wanted to build, for example, Dragoncraft, then I can just liquefy any, if I got like anything from Portalcraft or like Havenscraft, I can just liquefy them and then craft like the legendaries for the Dragoncraft deck that I wanted to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I did previously.
Yeah, like I can like technically craft the card that I need as well, but like I'm not like in an urgency to need it, so
yeah,
I'm just gonna wait till I actually manage to pull and stuff like that. Yeah.
But no, I think like also because like the veterans, they kind of like, okay, so they kind of got used to kind of like switching stuff. Like I think they are more used to like, okay, more used to the system in which like, okay, so I don't get the one that I want for now, so I'll just maximize what I already have. Like I think that's also what other people like, especially like the normal people, the tourists, if you if you want to identify them as such. But yeah, basically like the newer people who still are not used to kind of like this environment, kind of see the game and like, okay, so I am locked into this class. I kind of wanted to play the other one, I can't. And then also they kind of come with the expectation that this is a gacha game. I mean, it is to some extent a gacha game, but also like it is still mostly like a card game. So like they kind of come to zero first. There's not enough gacha that you can do when you log in, and then okay, so now this game bad.
Seriously? Bruh.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, like that's just the low hanging fruit, right? There are a lot of stuff that like kind of works if you are already used to like card games in general, or especially Shadowverse. I think like for you also, you just before Shadowverse you were like kind of deep into Pokemon TCG Pocket, right? Like I think you kind of got used. I think at that point you are already used to kind of like how like this kind of like digital card games work. So like then Shadowverse is just another Tuesday. Like I think like for people who come from like other games, other genre of games, kind of like, okay, so why is I mean like also with normal gacha games you have like a team of like 3 to 6 characters that you kind of have to balance and build around. And then you go to a card game in which you have a 40 card deck, and then you kind of have to have like not only like six of like the highest rarity cards, but also like very specific like low rarity stuff as well that you have to manage around, right? So like I guess then the onboarding will take way a little bit longer. But yeah, it's just my spec. But the rest I don't. I still haven't played the game, so I don't have too much to say. I'm still kind of like traumatized. I'm still kind of like traumatized by playing Shadowverse. I don't know. Nah, just kidding.
By playing what?
No, I mean I'm not traumatized, but I feel like whenever I try to get into like the old Shadowverse, I feel like the gameplay loop is a little bit too long. Maybe
it's really quick right now actually. Yeah, it's like because I also especially since like they kind of the timing your turns. Like to be fair, a lot of times I misplay because like the game just keep rushing me. Actually, like I said to remember because like my dad needs some crafting, but like I still like I still can barely remember which card does what. So I was like, okay, so I'm trying to remember now. Okay, so Alpha is the one that heals you free at the end of your turn. Beta is the one that shoot free at your opponents at the end of your turn. And then Gamma is deal 3 damage to all enemy followers at the end of the turn. Yeah, like now I can remember, but like like back then I still couldn't. So I was like, okay, yeah. So which one does this fuse into what again? And the game's like, you got 5 seconds left. Like, fuck. It's like,
noise. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like back then, I don't know if it's probably because my computer was not up to par. But like whenever I played, I feel like I spend most of the time like waiting for the game to start, kind of thing. Like lot of changing the menu between the menu to the game, and like waiting for it to be paired and everything. And that's why whenever I talk about like digital card games, I always sing my praises to Master Duel, because I played in my Nintendo Switch. Like the performance is supposed to be like utter crap, and it's still. I feel like I spend more time like actually playing the game than when I was playing like Hearthstone or Shadowverse, which is why I kind of like it. But like
play Master Duel
back then. Now I just play Master Duel whenever I see like someone on YouTube kind of like make kind of like a funny solitaire deck, and then I was like, oh yeah, kind of want to try that out. So I'll just build the deck and then like play against the CPU, because like nobody, like one, if you are playing against normal people, you will get Ash Blossom like right away, and this kind of decks are usually really fragile because they are meant to be like do some one wacky stuff and then nothing else. So yeah, so I'll just play, and then also like nobody deserves to see you combo for like a full 5 minutes, and there's no guarantee that you win. Also, some of these decks, when they do combo, you need more than 5 minutes. Master Duel, they kind of have like a timer of 5 minutes, but you only like recover like 1 minute everything. So like basically, and that also counts the time that you use to kind of react to your opponent, because Yu-Gi-Oh has reaction, right? So like if your opponent plays something and then you have card that basically if you have a trap card against that, then your time to think to activate whether you want to activate the trap card or not is actually also counted in that timer. That's why they give you like 5 minutes. So yeah, if your deck is a long combo, then it's kind of it's kind of scary. I think like there was one game where I think it went back and forth for like 15 turns or something. I was playing Dragon Maid against Sky Striker, and I think I messed up in the end, and basically Sky Striker has this card that basically just ignores your monster and just attacks you directly. Okay. And I messed up in one part, and then I allow my life point to drop below the attack of that monster. Yeah, so basically that's why I lost. But like up until that point, if I don't mess up, I think I can win. But anyway, that's not the point. But like at that point, the game got so intense. I think I only have like 40 seconds left on my timer, of my 5 minutes timer, by the way. So I was like every time I was forced to make a decision, I was like, what do I do? Do I negate this now? Because like the only saving grace of my deck is that I have like this big dragon that can negate anything that he does once. And then I only have like 30 seconds to think about like whether do I want to activate that now or later. That was kind of harsh, but yeah. I was so close. I was that close to win. But yeah. What can we say? If it didn't happen, I didn't win still doesn't count. Also, Sky Striker is kind of like have this kind of like because Sky Striker is not really, the team is more into Mecha Musume, right? So like you have like this Sky Striker's Ace Ray, and then she's wearing various armors as a Link monster, and then her own she has a quick effect. So basically, you can, when she got targeted for effects, before that effect resolves, you can basically just say, okay, I'm going to activate Ray's effect, tributing herself. So like, okay, so the effect will misfire, and then with that effect, she will summon her armored form. Yeah. And then, if her armored form got removed from the field, you can summon Ray from the graveyard.
Nice.
So basically, since you will probably bring like 12 copies of her armor in your extra deck, well, maybe not 12. I think depending on the format that you play, the fire form got limited, because when summoned, she will just let you like take any one spell from the trap from the grief. So like, yeah, that's kind of nuts because one of the spells.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts. We all know how well that goes when you can recycle spells. Yeah,
I know, right? And then yeah, basically you will probably bring at least like 9 or 10. So like, then you basically have to kill her like 10 times before she will actually like leave the field. So that's
crazy.
I know, right? The only saving grace is that your life point is limited, and the armor forms are Link monsters. So Link monsters don't have like defense position. So like whatever you do, like their monster will like lift your opponent vulnerable to damage, basically.
Okay.
Except for the fire form, of course. Because like the other forms, like they all have like specialized thing, right? Like so the wind form, which is like the one that I told you about, like it can attack directly. So all of them only has like 1500 attacks, in which in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like even in old school Yu-Gi-Oh, it's still kind of like standard, right? It's like the mid of the mid. Yeah. It's like actually the bare minimum of like how many attacks you need to have like in the game to actually do something. So there's a wind form, but like it can attack directly, and then if it successfully reduces your opponent's life point, you can basically send any Sky Striker card from your graveyard to your from your deck to your graveyard. So like for example, if you don't since I just told you about the gimmick of if it got destroyed, you can summon Ray from the graveyard, right? So there are other methods to kind of like get the Sky Striker on your field that is not Ray. Because there's a Rose, and then there's a magic that basically creates a token that can be sacrificed, that has the name that has the Sky Striker name, so you can use it for like to create like the armor version. You can just use Hayate so the wind form to dump Ray into your graveyard. So now you can do that the loop thing. So that's kind of your third most important armor. Your second most important armor is the water form, which is Shizuku. Yep. So basically, what Shizuku does is it's just for each for each magic and for each spell and trap in your graveyard, all of your opponent's monster get minus 100 attack. So most of the time that was not a problem. Why Shizuku is so important is because at the end of the turn, you can basically add any Sky Striker spell from your deck that is not in your graveyard yet. So basically, your first turn of the game will usually be, if you go first, then you'll just summon something that can be used as the link material. You create Shizuku, and your turn add one of your starter magic, and then hope for the best. If you go second, then you create Hayate, you attack directly, dump 1, and then at the end of your in your main phase 2, you transform Hayate into Shizuku, and then you add another one. That's kind of like the very basic building blocks. And then
I forgot that you have main phase 2 in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, which is which was fun because like when I have I told you when I have this PSS tutorial in Spill?
Yeah, what about that?
And then this guy basically just attacked with everything. I used Exhaust Nexus because the new half deck was yellow. And then I basically just I don't have enough like small stuff in my hand, so I basically just left a blocker, and then I kept my cord for Exhaust Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he attacks, I just Exhaust Nexus everything. And then one he didn't. I had to explain why Bristol did not work as it is written on the card.
Oh god, yeah.
And then the second one is he was told by whoever teaching him to play the game that there was a main phase 2, so he went straight into like, okay, I just blew up his board. He just then I will go to main phase 2. I was like, brother, I know you're supposed to teach me, so I don't know how to explain this to you, but in this game there's no main phase 2. There's no such thing as after combat main step. Unfortunately there's nothing like that in Battle Spirit. So yeah.
Did you correct him afterwards?
Oh yeah, I actually just said no, that's not happening.
Nice. You had to expose yourself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm actually a veteran, and I shall teach you how to play.
Yup.
Now the turns have tabled.
How the turns have tabled? I actually have a certificate from Bandai that says that I am.
I have a certificate. Look at this.
That I know the rules of the game at least. Oh my god.
I'm just here to test you, and you have failed.
Unfortunately, he has good vibes though. Other than that, that's just like unfortunate that it was taught by like the people who probably didn't read the rulebook as much. He was a nice guy regardless.
Other than that, yeah, like honestly, you cannot expect like especially during like the big events, like the small events, you can probably still kind of like rely on the tutors basically because it was like small event, and like, most of the time like a lot of the times like there's a big chance that like they kind of like volunteer to be in that role. But it was like a big event, then they're most likely just an employee who like quickly learn the rules and just so they can fill in the role. So again, like I have to mention this again, but like it was the same when we like learned One Piece during like the anime convention in Hong Kong. Like my my friend was very salty that like there was no demonstration for Battle Spirits, only One Piece, and they just go, all right then, let's see how fun this One Piece game is then. and so we got a table, we try, and then we try learning, and then like. And the best part is like we actually never got the people to help us because like they also like just gave us like a rule manual, and then we just like read it for like 5 minutes and said, okay, yeah, let's start. and then the best part is like during the game we realized some interactions ourselves that's basically not explained in the rulebook. So we had to ask them, and then the funniest part is that, like. Our table, like the tutor at our table, just froze, and it's just like, I actually don't know too.
Goodness.
So like we had to ask like someone else from like the next table, and then like they're like, yeah, they can do that. It's like, oh, okay, yes, and it's like, okay, yes. So my understanding is correct.
Yeah.
Like it's also really funny. Like also like another like this sort of thing. Like I don't expect them to actually know, but like I don't know. Like sometimes I just feel this should be the bare minimum, which is like the things they cannot read the card text. Basically, they don't know Japanese, and so like so like there was like a lot of times when we try to ask them, do you know what this does? And it's like, no, I have to look at the database first. And it's like. And then we're like, you know what? It's fine. We can read Japanese. Like,
Yeah, I think like I also like have told this story before, but like speaking of like being sniff as like the veteran player, there was a previous build. I joined the Battle Space Saga tutorial, of course, and while waiting for the tutor to kind of like come to our seats, since they were like pretty crowded, they still have. Yeah, that was like the first pick of One Piece, right? So like lots of people are like trying to get into get the promo for One Piece, basically. I only wanted the was it sick? It is a sickworm, right? I kind of just wanted the sickworm, so I was just like,
it's always the sickworm.
Yes.
Like you go to whatever event, it's always the sickworm.
I know, right?
Like either like the normal version of sickworm or like Nova. It's like I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? Too much
like I actually find it how I still find it how baffling that like they basically kill Nova in like set one story, and then like just like still basically try to milk him because it's supposed to be the poster boy. But then they killed it in the story. It's like, how does this even work?
I know, right?
Like if he's dead, let him rest in peace, bro.
I know, right? And then
obviously he kind of came back in set 4, but then remember after set 4 he locked himself away.
Yep.
But then still it's like all the promo cards. I look at this Seedworm Nova. It's like, bro, he's supposed to have locked himself away.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So anyway, like while waiting for our tutor, right? So like the other 3 people like came together, right? I mean, like as in they're in a group of 3. So I was like being the odd one out in this group, and then like the guy look at me and he can kind of sniff like,
you're not a new person.
Yes. He literally said that like,
and then he will lick on your face and say, I can taste the lies.
That's not really what he did. That's probably Italian as well. No, just kidding. It's German. But like he was like, you know how to play this game, right? Can you teach us instead?
And you know like that derpy kid in Simpson, like the haha I'm in danger one.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine that's your face when you're sitting there.
I know, right?
And then they just look at you and they'll be thinking like, this guy looks too dumb to be an amateur. He must be pretending to be dumb.
Oh my god! He can sniff my sweatiness.
You can sniff your experience.
My god. Oh my god! I'm about to do free labor. I'm in danger.
Don't hurt me. I'm just here for the promo.
I know, right? And I think I taught them. Of course, I bit him, and then I got bitten. And as karma would have it, I got bitten in Digimon afterwards. Because I still wanted the promo, and then I was like, okay, so I mean, like, I'm already here. Might as well like try the other games, right? I was like,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
and then like now I think like it's kind of worse because like they just like made all the lines together, so that's why I also like for PSS. I kind of just ask the stuff like, yeah, hey, like you only have like one long lines of people who wants to try out One Piece. Can I just get like a tutorial for PSS somewhere? And it's like, yep, fine. Like let's get you a seat. It's like you don't need to wait for PSS. And then like I asked him again, like, do you have any other games that I don't have to line up for? And then he was like, which one you want to play? And then I was like, do I have to wait for Dragon Ball? And then he said like, nope, you can go straight there. Also because if you get into the Dragon Ball tutorial, you also get like a booster pack for free. So I kind of just want to gamble.
Bruh.
Of course, I didn't get it.
I still remember when I. Oh my god! Actually, were you with us in Utrecht? I can't remember.
Which one?
I think it was it was the one when I faced the developers.
Oh yeah. I cannot go there because there's a tree that got.
Ah yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
You were trying to come here, but we told you not to because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But like so like what happened was like I also like got all the promo packs and stuff, including Dragon Ball, and then like Josh from the Nessus, he was there as a Dragon Ball Hedgehog. And then like I basically messaged him, hey, come over to the Gundam session. And then he came over feeling very excited, thinking that I was going to give him something about Gundam. And I just hanging over the Dragon Ball packs and like, do you want them? And he was like, bro, I already got like hundreds of them. He looks so fucking disappointed that I'm not giving Gundam stuff. Now I feel so bad.
It's fine. He's a big guy. He can take it. My goodness, we need to get him in the podcast just to ask like how does he feel? No, just kidding. We love you, Josh. But yeah, that was fun. Also, like I think like starting from next week, I think we'll start to get like the event for Gundam as well. Still don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around this week or next week. Yeah, can't remember exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to see because like even in some of the stores that are near my house, like I check in Bandai TCG Plus and they only have like one, which is me. So like it's like. Is this a matter of like they don't do registration from Bandai TCG Plus, which some stores actually do, right? So they register their event in TCG Plus. There's a registration, but they actually do their own registration, in which that means I will probably not have registered yet. Then, or like, yeah, maybe that's also the problem of like. This is an airway, so you can just go anywhere, and then okay, so there's a store that is way nearer to my house, so why do I need to go all the way to the other end of the state just to play the game, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe it's just a matter of like in my particular part of the state, there's not as much people. That might also be a problem, or maybe they just didn't advertise it enough in TCG Plus. We'll see.
Which is most likely the case.
Yeah, probably. But I do get the notification though. Although I set my default window to PSS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which also reminds me. It feels kind of bad because like this like last March I kind of wanted to go to what was it again? The Bandai Card Fest, right? Because I really wanted to join like the PS tournaments. But my visa didn't come out in time, so I cannot go to Japan. So I ended up not going, and then I actually won all the lottery for the tournaments that I registered for. So I was like, damn, this feels bad. Like, people wanted to join these tournaments, they joined the lottery, they lost, and then they ran on Twitter. It's like, why don't I get them? And then I can't even come, and then I got like both of them. It's like,
bro,
like,
you're a menace to the society.
I know, right? I was like, oh my god, no, I felt bad. Like, no, I wasn't supposed to do that. Well, actually, you can just cancel your registration. So I did that. Of course, like as a good part of the community, I cannot come, so I'll cancel mine. So some other people who actually can come. But like, hopefully, I didn't cancel too late, and then someone from like the other part of Japan, who need to plan their trip to Tokyo, can actually come to the venue and have fun there, basically.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me, like, this is another thing that I'm really annoyed about Bandai. It's like, for some reason, they are underestimating the number of people playing Japanese Battle Spirits. Like, this is like this is like a really big problem in Hong Kong as well. Like, I don't know what they found like a really cramped shop, but only up to 64 people, and there's like 100-something people registered on the app.
Oh my god!
And even like when they went to the shop, they literally had to stand outside to wait because there were too many people.
Oh my god!
And then on the other hand, you got Saga, where Bandai just overestimated the players. It's like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. Really sad and really confusing times indeed.
Yeah, like actually even this, so the Hong Kong there's like a 3-on-3 coming up. My friend registered. So he saw on the app the maximum number of teams is 64. There were 89 teams registered on the app.
My god. Truly the den of sweatiness.
Yeah, so like, oh my god. Like, bro, do better, man. Just make it 128. Why does it have to be 64? I mean, I know why, because they want to book a smaller venue so they don't pay that much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, also I found it funny that when I was like recording with Toki the other day, he kinda wanted to use the new decks, but like he don't have time to make a proxy. And also he went like all around Hong Kong. Well, not really all around, but like to all the stores that are near to his house, and none of them has like stuff from like the Rebirth of Legends.
I mean, it's Hong Kong. It's pretty easy to go all around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time, right? Like basically he went off work, he went to like 3 or 4 stores that is near his place, and then he was like, "Yep, we don't have anything about from the new set."
Actually, let me ask you, how much time does it take for you to go from Duisburg to Düsseldorf?
1 hour, on average.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the amount of time you roughly need going from the north of Hong Kong to the south of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
On an MTR, which is slower than whatever you're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how small Hong Kong is.
I know, right?
I'm like slightly exaggerating, but like it is roughly like the amount of time you actually need it.
Yeah, I mean, like I regularly went to Singapore, so I can kind of like imagine that. Like that's also why like my sense of scale is very distorted, because I was so used to how small Singapore was. And then whenever I went to like an overseas country that has trams and public transportation, I feel like, it's going to take roughly the same, isn't it? And then like you went to somewhere like Berlin, and then like, okay, so you need to go to the other side of Berlin. It's going to take, well, actually Berlin's still quite small, so like the longest you will take is probably like 40 minutes or something. So like, yeah, not a good example. Yeah, Berlin is quite small. Munich is kind of like manageable as well. I think like when we do like the last Saga tournament, we like the tournament itself was in a car shop that is like out of Munich. Munich is like the closest large city, right? So like my friend basically just drove me to like the end station for the tram, and then I have to take that tram to like to the city center basically.
Okay.
And it took me like 30 to 40 minutes. It's like within the city, like one line from one line ending to the other, it's probably like 40 minutes. And most like German cities that I have been to, like sometimes 40, I mean like in I'm living in NRW, so like 40 minutes you can also, that train is probably going to another city anyway. So like, for example, from the end of my line to Düsseldorf, it probably takes like 1 hour. But you go all the way from like one end of Duisburg to the one end of Düsseldorf, so that's also another level of peace as well. And that's probably what that's probably why I think like Germany is like relatively small. Yeah, I mean like because like I come from the city where if I wanted to go from my house to like the nearest mall, it takes like 20 minutes on the car. Like like in my hometown, like everything is unnecessarily big, unnecessarily long. Like yeah, I still can get over that. Like it's really hard for me to. That's also why I really enjoyed like living in Jakarta, because like from also I can really live like really closely, like in a pretty affordable, like well not cheap but like affordable amount of money if you wanted to live like kind of close to like place where you can do stuff. So like there's not much need to drive that much. Even if you want to, if you need to go somewhere far away, you can either take the bike taxi or the taxi or the Uber basically. So like, yeah, you don't really need to drive. So like living is pretty much more comfortable without driving in Jakarta than it is in my hometown. In my hometown, it's basically impossible if you don't have any personal vehicle. If you want to go from my house to the car shop, for example, I think it's like 15 to 20 minutes. Like the nearest car shop from my house, which is not that far actually, but like it's also like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like it just feels like why. Also, there's no public transportation that will go through that place anyway, so like I have a little my only other alternative was to hire a taxi probably. Like the taxi will start their meter. Like this is in Indonesian money, by the way. So like basically every 100 meters or so, it will increase by like 10% of like the base meter, which is like 20 cents. Every 100 meter it will increase by 2 cents.
Right.
By the time I reach like the end of my street, it will go from 20 cents to 60 cents. That's like
That's not very far.
I haven't left my house, and then I just barely left my house, and it's basically already triple like the starting fee. So I was like, how am I going to afford this trip? Tell me.
Oh wait, you don't.
That's the fun part. You don't. But yeah, I mean, like whenever you bring like Indonesian money to like, sometimes when I like the fun part about like having like Asian money, like Southeast Asian money, especially like you bring that to European money or like even East Asian money, it feels like it's kind of like what we would have spent for like something less, but like also like because you do make a little bit more, you feel like less damage from like spending that increased amount of money. For example, like I will do like maybe like twice a month, like go to a restaurant and spend like 20 to 30 euro, right? Just for like, okay, so like I'll have the nice meal once in a while. If I convert 30 euro to Indonesian money into this conversion form, it will be 540,000 rupiah, roughly. Which is a lot of money. If you go to like a normal lunch and you do pay a little bit more, maybe you feel a little bit greedy, and maybe because the price has gone up as well, so it might be in the range. Let's say you will spend like 25,000 rupiah. So that is like 20 times the normal meal.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's to be fair, it's about the same with Hong Kong as well. Like say like say like I go to like a Japanese restaurant and usually costs around £20 for like a meal. But you remember in the UK, £20 in a Japanese restaurant, it's basically just like a set meal. £20 in Hong Kong is a whole fucking buffet.
I know, right?
it's like the Japanese style of like all you can eat. That's how much £20 is in Hong Kong. A Japanese all you can eat.
Yeah, which is jarring, right? Because like even if you compare it to like what you can get like locally, right? Like for me, it's going to be doner, right? Like doner is like now mostly you'll pay like maybe €7, so it will be like a nice restaurant meal is like 4 times that, right? So like yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but like at this point, it is into the level in which like okay, so I already spent like too much money. So I will just spend this much money and I will just set a budget, and as long as it's below that budget, I wouldn't really worry about how much I spend, kind of thing. And it I mean like it's only for like 4 times. I say that's if like it's the small amount of money, but like it's actually like it kind of made sense because like again like if you take like the 20,000 like normal meal in Indonesia, if you want to have like a nice meal, like a restaurant meal in Indonesia, will probably spend like 80,000, 100,000 anyway, right? So like then that kind of like when you compare it to like what you can get normally, it feels like the same because like okay, so normally I will spend like 20,000 because I'm trying to treat myself. I am spending like 100,000. Here it's the same. I usually spend like 7 euro. I want to treat myself, so I spend like €30. It's kind of like the same amount of ratio. But when you convert it, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So like I realized that. So like recently, I started to tell myself like, okay, if I go out to eat and it's over £15, I'm not ordering it. I ain't getting too used to this. I'm scared.
I know, right? And also the problem with working in a restaurant is like, okay, so it is physical work. When I went home, I don't also because my schedule is not fixed, right? So sometimes I will buy ingredients and then I will have like a long I will suddenly get a shift in which I have to like go to the restaurant every day, so I barely have time at home. So it's like I went home and then I don't want to spend like 1 hour to cook right now. So like I'll just do it tomorrow, and then like the things go bad, and I'm like okay fine. and then I was like just okay, so I'll just bite the bullet. I'll buy the doner when I don't want to, because like I still have got some food from work, right? So like to compensate that, like okay, so I just need to get this one meal. Plus I'll just buy like a croissant or something on the way to work, and then I'll just eat at work afterwards, kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be more careful than that.
Yeah.
I feel very sad. My avocados has gone bad after only like 2 days.
I know, right? That's also why like I bought like the other day I went to Amsterdam because so my good friend from my hometown like went on a European tour. And then of course the European tour, so he started in Paris, and then he just told me when he arrived in Paris, basically. Because like I feel like he told me like okay, I will go, but like he didn't either he didn't give his itinerary or I just forget about his itinerary, and then he basically just messaged me, "Hey, bro, I'm in Paris right now." I was like, "Oh, pain," and then like, "Oh my god, that will." I mean, like, I think like at that time, previously I didn't know his itinerary. Oh fuck. But anyway,
itinerary, yeah.
Itinerary, yeah.
Wait, what?
Itinerary? This is itinerary or itinerary?
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, that thing.
Oh, itinerary. Yeah,
itinerary. Yeah. Yeah. too much R. It must come from a French word. But anyway.
Actually, let's have a check. Where is it from? Itinerary. Here you go. It's from Latin.
Okay. That's still kind of makes sense. But anyway, all the things that I know from his itinerary was that he was going to go to Germany at some point. So I was like, okay, so just let me know in advance, so like I can just plan. So like if I need to take the train, I can just get them while they are still not too expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then turns out of all the whole tour, he was going to only go to this one small city that is near the Black Forest. So the nearest big city is Frankfurt. But like even then, you still have to take like a lot of local trains from Frankfurt. Like it's going to be like 6 hours train ride. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be fun. So he gave me his whole itinerary, and then I was like, fuck, like this thing, like he will go to like this small city, and then like I think he's basically going to that city on his way to Switzerland. And there's no guarantee that he will stay long enough in that city for me to justify like going. So I was like racking up my brain. So he was like, I'm going to go to Luxembourg tomorrow. Like, can you go to Luxembourg? And then I was like, I feel like technically, yeah, but like still feel like it's probably going to be too far. And then
where's Luxembourg again?
I think below Belgium or something.
I can't remember. Is Luxembourg a country or a city?
It is a state. It is a state like Singapore and like Singapore.
Yeah. I remember vaguely something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like oh my god, like literally the European map looks like a shattered glass.
No, right? Okay, turns out it was below Belgium, but still kind of like. So the closest German big city is probably Bonn, but it's still like really far away from Bonn. It's somewhere between Bonn and Frankfurt. Basically.
What even is Bonn? I never heard of Bonn.
Bonn was the capital of old West Germany after the Allies took over.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was also was it the Mozart or I think it's Mozart. But basically there's also it's also the city where he either born in or like laid to rest. I forgot which one. But yeah. Also, okay, so and then like I read further into this itinerary, and I noticed that it will be like it will be in Amsterdam for like 1.5 days. Well, actually, like he will reach Amsterdam at night, and then one whole day in Amsterdam, and then like another half day before he goes to another city. Basically, I was like, okay. I was like, okay. So this is more manageable. If I can go to Amsterdam. When you go there for like the whole day, so then maybe we can plan something. So basically I just scroll through everything, and then I found out if I take Flixbus, I think like I'll only spend like $35 to go to like Amsterdam. So I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Nice.
Fuck it, I'll just do a day trip. Like I happen to have like a day off at that day as well, so like we might as well. I'll just take like I'll just take like the day trip and then go there, and then. We went there. I went there, and then like turns out he only has like, I was like chilling in front of the Amsterdam station. Went through Chinatown, had a nice succulent Cantonese meal, which reminds me a lot of Singapore and how okay their food was. And then like my friend finally was done, so we met. And so we tried to meet up, and then I went to through the red light district, and then I passed by. But when the Chinatown and the red light district, right, there was this like small alleyways that connects them. So I was like, yeah, might as well like took a shortcut, right? What I didn't understand at that time was like, red light district was all about the sex workers, right? Yeah, and then basically how they do is they have to rent these windows in which they can promote their services, And then the code is basically, if you are interested in their services, then you basically knock back at their window, and then you discuss like the services that you want to take. Yeah, but the service. But basically, I did like what I didn't gather at that point was like I was like that focused and like going to where my friend was, right? So I didn't really pay attention to my left and right, especially since it's a really narrow alleyway. So I don't want to get my attention away from this road and then like hit and then bump into someone.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I was wearing a noise cancelling headphone as well. So I was like, yep, there should be no noise to distract me. And then like I had in that dark narrow alleyway, I heard like a really loud knock, tuck, tuck. And then of course I got startled. I got startled, and then I saw like one of like the workers was like staring at me, and because she has like really long hair as well. So I was like, of course like people who work there are like fairly attractive, but like still I was like, as a Southeast Asian, like you're in a dark alleyway, and then you hear a really loud noise, and then you see like a woman with a really long hair. That was the most startling thing ever, because like that's the start of like a heavy horror movie basically.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I know, right? So I got startled and I don't know what to do, so I just awkwardly like walk forward.
Yeah, actually that happened. That kind of happened when I was in Chile as well. Like I found this I basically found this shopping center with like an arcade at the bottom, but like the structure of that center pretty interesting. Like it only has one path, and you have to, so like it kind of sticks to the side of the center of like the shopping center, not like the literal center. And then it's like the path just like literally spiral down. So I had to walk along those paths down to the arcade. And then like the arcade was like at like basement 2 or 3 or something like that. And then along the way, like there are like window panes that was like really dark or like black or like have curtains up or something like that. I originally thought it was just because like no one uses them or something like that. And I walk past one and suddenly the curtains open and just start knocking on the glass. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Are you trying to make people feel good or like giving them a heart attack? Jesus Christ.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah. Oh my god! I got freaked out so badly, and then like I don't know, it's like because my Asian ass is like because like you know, like I mean, well, to be fair, it's not just limited to Asian culture, but like you know, like in general, like people don't really what's the word, like think that sex workers are like you know, the best job to have, obviously. And so like it's always correlated with kind of like, you know, like bad culture, you know, and then like, you know, it's even worse in like in Asia, because obviously you got all those movies about mafias and everything like that, and like you know, you would think like somewhere with like a brothel would be like something related to dangerous mafia, you know, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so like, so I know that like this shouldn't be the case most of the time now. But then I walked through the shopping center, saw those stuff, and then I didn't even want to try to stay at the arcade. I just went back home. I just went back to my hotel. I was like, nah, I don't want to be here, bro.
Yep. Humans are scarier than ghosts when they're real. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not exactly scared of ghosts. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just startled, I guess, if I see a ghost, I guess. I haven't seen one, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Like, arguably, if I've seen one, it will be my grandparents. So I don't think that works too well either way. As an example.
I know, right?
Oh my god! But actually, no. That reminds me. So you know how in Chinese culture, well, more like what do you call that? Taoism. Yeah. So like in Taoism, you know that we have a belief that like you know after a person pass away for 7 days, you know they will come back to the home to their place, you know, just to have a look for like the final time. And then so like my mom isn't like totally superstitious about it, but like you know she kind of respects the culture. And then like as I've always said quite a few times, you know, she's the kind of people like you rather believe than not. So basically what happened is that like so after my grandpa passed away for like 7 days, and then like his house isn't fake, his flat isn't vacant because our maid is still living there. So like my mom has to tell my maid, okay, tonight when you go to sleep, before you do that, put a bell on all the doorknobs, and then also lock your bedroom door and don't come out until the morning. And then during that night, she was with like her sister who was also like being a maid in Hong Kong. So like you know they kind of frequently visit each other, especially during like a Sunday. And then like and then so like during that night they listen to my mom, like they were like very like and nice people. Like I'm not gonna say obedient because that does sound wrong, but like but like yeah, they're like some very nice
They
people
understand
who
their
like
job,
you know also yeah they understand like their position, you know, they know what they're doing kind of things. So like you know they did like lock up their doors and like you know put on the bells and like whatever and all the stuff. And then like the next morning they came to my mom, and then they were freaked out because like they told my mom basically that during that night they even though it was only the two of them in the flat, they heard the toilet flushing, they heard footsteps, and then the bells were actually ringing.
I see.
Yeah. And that like I mean if that was true, that was like pretty damn crazy, you know. I mean, it's my grandpa. I would rather believe it's true. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like there are some things that we don't know if it's true or not, but like if it's true, that kind of wanted to believe it's true because but like yeah, I mean like if you live your whole life like building all this legacy and then like kind of wanted to believe that you can at least like have like one last look before you actually go for good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I also like you know this is more heartwarming than like being a horror story. But I mean, even though it's supposed to be kind of like horror, but like you know, it kind of tells you that you know your grandpa still cares about you know his place, and then he wanna comes back and have another look, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like you know what, I want to believe that is true. You know, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's true. I mean, like even if it's true, like do we really need to? Okay, this is starting to get into like 2 a.m. I mean, like it's 2 a.m. at my place, so this is getting into like starting to get into 2 a.m. conversation territory. But even if it's like ghosts are true, like do we need to prove whether ghosts are true? If whether ghosts exist, even if they do exist.
I mean, I feel like. Wait, what do you mean? Do you need to prove that they exist? I don't get what you mean.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, like I think like there are some with like how prevalent scientific thinking is like these days, right? Like we can sometimes people just want to find out whether things are true, just to for the sake of finding out whether it's true or not, right?
Yeah.
But like there are some things that do you really need to prove that? Do you need to kind of like spend time and energy to kind of like prove whether it is true or not?
I mean, it helps you to understand the world better, right? So like, I mean, I would say there was a need to, because like also like on the other hand, if like you can prove that goals are true, then like it changes the whole perspective of like everyone. Like if someone told me that like goals are true, then I also like on the other hand, you know what, I might just start believing in God actually. It's like, yeah. So like it can like it's like one of those things where like if you manage to prove it, it completely changes your perspective. So like I do think it's like pretty necessary to like actually try to prove that like. Obviously, like not to the point of like being obsessed with it, just as all things as usual, really. But like I mean, like it'll be nice. It'll be nice if like we can prove that, yeah.
I see.
Because I also like, yeah, as I said, like, because on the other hand, if we can prove that ghosts are true, then like this opens like a whole new door of like, okay, so if gods are actually also true, then who are they, and like who are they exactly, like that kind of thing. And I guess I said, that opens like a whole new dimension of like things to like think about, really. Yeah.
Because like I feel like I don't know, because I feel like, especially since my fields are mostly like commercial stuff, right? So I feel like if we were able to somehow like prove that ghosts are real, like ghosts exist, I think people will start, the next step will not be okay whether God exists or not, but more into like how we can how we can exploit this. How can we if, for example, like if we can somehow like reproduce poltergeist to an effective amount, can we make like that people work?
Oh my god! I mean, you know what? That is very true.
And that is very possible. Like at the very least, like because like,
and then I think also like on the other hand, if they prove that ghosts are true, that it might give some problems with insurance companies, I think.
Yeah. And then and it will do open a lot of can of worms. So that's why I also feel like, do we need to step into that boundary? Because like, of course, like we all want to think that science is still a pure thing that kind of just want to understand like how this world works, right? But like, of course, now science is not a cheap endeavor, so like lots of the research is kind of like, how do I put this? It's not steered, but like kind of like, it's also like kind of like focused on what they can get the funding for, and then maybe some passionate scientists will use this money that they get from like the more popular research for their own personal research that is probably less popular. But then that also becomes another problem, because then how science works is basically you make a hypothesis, you kind of prove it, and then like other people has to be able to replicate this, and then kind of like you can basically have like a collective conclusion, whether at the current point of time, whether the hypothesis moves our belief in not belief, like our understanding of this particular topic closer to what it actually is or not. Because like science will never reach like the ultimate truth, but like it helps us to get closer to that truth, right? But like anyway, but of course, like because of that, like if the research ended up not getting popular, then it might not get any peer reviews. And there is nothing wrong with like an experiment that ends with a wrong conclusion. What is wrong if the conclusion is wrong, nobody peer reviewed that, and then like some media guy that needed clicks picked that up and then like, hey, this scientist said this, so it must be true, right? No, it doesn't. It's not how science works.
Yeah, that what happens. I mean, to be fair, I feel like there are definitely a lot of things that's like kind of like having research about already, or like something that's already been like proven right and wrong, all those kind of stuff. But like the problem is because they're not popular enough, or like people don't care about it because most likely because they don't earn money from it. And so like they just got buried, among like all the documents. Yeah, which is like a shame. Like it's like a really big shame that like how do I say this? Like humans function based on benefits, which I understand. It's practically animal instinct, right? Because like if it doesn't help you, why spend the effort to do that? But like also on the other hand, it's like we're like the most intelligent species on the earth. Like, come on, we can do something for our own interest instead of just for earning money.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially because sometimes we can be irrational, right? So like, yeah, I mean, like, why not? I mean, like, you are not like a totally rational being. Sometimes you can have like an interest in this very niche topic. So why not? Sometimes, like, when you have like the extra money, like, why not spend it on like actually like, yeah, whether this is actually true or not?
Well, I mean, here's the thing though, like like that's the problem because like you need money to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
like
why. Yeah.
and then like and so like people are not gonna bother with it because like well they don't have the money.
Yeah. That's also the sad part, right? Like because I was a research assistant, so I was like pretty close to becoming an academia. And then like when my friend who actually got into academia like said to me that, yep, basically there's this saying in academia is that if you write, you stay. If you stop writing, then you have to leave the academia. So basically, because now your life is just dedicated to making papers, whether that's actually like contributing to the advancement of the science, that doesn't matter. What matters is you write more papers and you get your bills paid, basically. Yeah.
It's a shame.
A shame indeed. So yeah. Before we get any more depressing, if you want to make sure that we can fund our own researches, do feel free to subscribe to the Time Gaming and Ayumu be a seminar so we can get money to fund researches. I know, right? But yeah, anyway, if you do have any questions, requests, or comments, do feel free to send it to us to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com, or if you're listening to this on YouTube, do feel free to comment down below. So, yeah.
I have another thing.
Okay, good.
If you want to add me on Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, comment down below. Okay. I'll give my friend code.
Nice. Nice. I will comment down below so that I can get your friend code. So yeah.
You don't play the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I will see. Like if like the loading time is like much faster, then maybe I'll consider playing more. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We will be coming back next week. I think that now that we have more stuff from the upcoming BS73, we will have like lots of stuff to talk about next week. So do stay tuned to the Refresh Step for the next week. Yes, that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Ayumu, do you know that I'm going to actually be 23 this week?
23? You mean 32?
Oh my god, oh no, he knows.
Oh, is it this week?